I'll be explaining logic functions in Microsoft Excel. And what are logic functions? We have true or false, then we have some if, we have and, we have or, we have nested if and ifs. So what are these functions? What are they used for, and how can you apply them while working on Microsoft Excel? So the first one I'll be working with is true or false. So in programming we call this boolean. So what does it actually means, and how can you use them in your worksheets, especially when you are working on project? At times you may want to compare two features or probably a price of two different stocks. So you may want to compare them if they are equals or if they are true, like checking the conditions if the price is the same or is not. So let me show the syntax of doing that. So checking for true now, I want to check the price of Agent Cookie Company and Mr. Feed. So I can easily check by using equals to, then I will try to locate where my agent cookie is. So I can say, okay, let me compare their price, which is 34, which is equals to C, C4 also. So if I click on enter now, I can see that it's false. That is, this number, which is 10, is not equals to this. So checking on the second side, I can say B4 is greater than B than C4. And you can see here clearly that 10 is greater than 5. If I click on enter now, I can see now that it gave me true just because this number is greater than this. But when I try it here, that is, this is equals to this, it shows that is false. That is this, and so these are just basically used to validate two conditions or probably two items if they are true or not. So let's take note of that. Then now it comes to if. If is just, previously we've been working with different conditions. So if also just serve as checking conditions on different items, or you providing a condition or try to validate some insight in some particular data set. Just like now, do we sell more chocolate chips or oatmeal rising? So just like a question like this, how can you answer it? You can only answer it by using a conditional statement. And how can that be done? So the syntax we use is, you start with equals to if, it can be in small letter or capital letter. Then we try to compare if chocolate chips, that is chocolate chips is B11 is greater than B is greater than B12, which is oatmeal rising, then comma. We can see under here suggesting something. This is our logic test, then value if true, then value if false. So the first value is chocolate, and don't forget it must always be inside a quotation mark, and it must be a double. So comma, then I'll put oatmeal rising in another quotation, then I'll close it. So if I click on enter now, I can see now that, do we sell more chocolate chips or oatmeal rising? I can see now that we sell more oatmeal rising than chocolate chips. So now if you check on the price, you can see that the price of oatmeal rising is 150, while the price of chocolate chips is 97. That is, the price of oatmeal rising is greater than the price of chocolate chips. And the question we are trying to answer here is, do we sell more chocolate chips or oatmeal rising? So writing this condition, we can clearly see that there is no more sales of chocolate chips, rather than there is more sales of oatmeal rising than chocolate chip. So now using hand, so there's a way hand just allow us to write more condition but in an if way. So it's just like writing condition too, but now we are extending it with hand. So let me just show how we can write something like that. Don't forget we start with equals to, then bracket. It can be in small letter and it can be in capital letter. So I can just come with that scenario again. So now, does chocolate chip sells more than all other cookie? Can we see now? So the if statement is just talking about, do we sell more chocolate chips or oatmeal rising? That is, it specify chocolate chips or oatmeal rising. But when it comes to hand, is asking that, okay, the question is, does chocolate chips sell more than all other? That is not specified. We must write a condition to compare all other products except chocolate chips, and know the one that sell more. So now the first condition is B11, which is chocolate chips, greater than B12, then comma, that's logic 1. Then logic 2 is B11 greater than uh, B B13 B13, that is chocolate chips greater than um oatmeal rising and chocolate chips greater than sugar cookie. So after that, we will now put a condition. We put a condition of yes, comma, no. Then we can see now that, does chocolate chips sell more than all other cookie? We can see that the answer is no, just because chocolate chips does not sell more than all other, and this is the syntax. If then bracket and open bracket, we are writing this B11 is chocolate chips greater than oatmeal rising, then comma, chocolate chips greater than sugar cookie. So this is just what is there. Then provided that if this condition are true, it should be yes, and if the condition is no, it should be no. So, and we can see now, just like checking it with our eyes now, we can see that the sales of chocolate chips is not more than oatmeal rising and sugar cookie, and you can see it correctly here. Then also we can use or to, just like providing using the if statement. So or, and this is the syntax. It's just like hand. So b, I have to put equals to there. B11 greater than B12, then B11 greater than B12, then comma yes, then comma no. So just like the same way, and you can see, does chocolate chip sell more than oatmeal rising or sugar cookie? So this is just like from the or part, from the hand part, it's just talking about the chocolate chips sell more than all other cookie. But when it comes to or, you can see from the question formulated, does chocolate chips sell more than oatmeal rising or sugar cookie? That is, it allows us to set a condition of if this one is correct or the other one is correct, and you can see that chocolate chips does not sell, is like the sales of chocolate chips is not more than oatmeal rising and is not more than sugar cookie. So that's why we got no here. Now we want to use nested if. When you hear nested if, what does nested if means? Nested if is just like if inside if. So this nested if allows to write an if inside if. That is, it allows to write more conditions. So it does not, it allows to express ourselves in terms of condition, and it can be inside of another if. So now We can use this nested if to compare the price of sugar cookie with chocolate chips and oatmeal rising then sugar cookie. So how can we write it? So let me show the syntax of writing that, and we see, so we can see the suggestion here: logic test, value if true, then value if false. So we can follow that, and if, just like F23, which is here, I want to compare the price of chocolate sugar cookie with other prices of chocolate chips, oatmeal rising and sugar cookie. So how can I do that? If F3 F23, which is sugar cookie, equals to B22, it can be in small letter and it can be in capital letter, any of your choice. Oh, sorry, this should be 23 and this also should be 23. We are comparing this sugar cookie with chocolate chips, and we are going to compare everything to know the one that is correct, if the condition is actually correct or no. So if, then we put another if inside of that, which is F23 equals to C equals to B24 comma C24. So also we can also put if bracket F23 equals to B25 comma C equals to 25. No. Okay, instead of using that, I can put a condition here that the price is equals to sugar cookie, and if I click enter, so I did not close my, because I need to close this parenthesis in 3 times just because I've opened one. I think that's why it's not working. Okay, can we see it now that this price of sugar cookie comparing to this is equals to 5? That's why we can see, because the condition here is if this price is equals to this price, it should just return the price of that uh if sugar cookie is equals to the price of chocolate chips, it should return the price. Or if the price of sugar cookie is equals to oatmeal rising, it should return the price. If also this sugar cookie price is equals to this sugar cookie price, it should return sugar, that is the price is equals to sugar cookie, the price is equals to sugar cookie. So, and you can see now that what the reply here is the price is equals to sugar cookie, because the price here is also equals to the price here. So that's all about it. Then this is nested if. We can also make use of nested ifs or make use of ifs. So how can we use ifs? So how ifs just allow us to, if does not, ifs does not just like the way we write in if, nested if, we write a lot of if inside if. But when it comes to ifs save us a lot of stress of repeating those if inside that parenthesis. Now this, we want to answer the same question that we answered earlier, so we can just say F23 equals to B23, then comma C23, just like the way we did for the first one. f23 comma f23 equals to b24 24 comma c24 24 then comma f23 equals to b25 end comma c25. But I'm returning the price here. The other time in this third part I imputed the price is equals to sugar cookie. That's why we are able to see that result. But here I just want to return the price. If this is just like if this price is equals to chocolate chips, it should return the price. If the price is equals to oatmeal rising, it should return this price. And if this sugar cookie price is equals to this sugar cookie, it should return the price. So if I click on enter now, we can see now that we have 5. That is, this sugar cookie price is equals to this sugar cookie price. That's why we see this 5. And this is just the syntax for doing so. So now I want to move to the next, which is lookup function. So what are lookup function? Inside this lookup function, we have VLOOKUP, then we have XLOOKUP. What are they used for? So especially especially when you are working on a data analysis project, most of the time there are certain questions that you are expected to answer, and in the course of answering this particular question, there are some function that you need to use, or there are some logic you need to write for you to be able to answer that particular question. Just like now, what is the price of sugar cookie? Then what is the price of chocolate chips? So how can you go about this? What can make this more easier and effective is you using the VLOOKUP, just like vertical lookup. Then we have XLOOKUP too. So what is the price of sugar cookie now? So using the VLOOKUP, it will be very easy and convenient for us to get how you can answer that particular question. And how can you go about that? Just like the way we use equals to VLOOKUP, there is a function called VLOOKUP. So lookup, it can be in small letter, it can be in capital letter, and you can see here that it said lookup value, table array, column index, number, then range lookup. So we need to know this before we can put in those details accurately. So how can we do that? So here we have we are looking for the price of sugar cookie, and what are expected of, we need a lookup value which is J3, like we are looking for this particular price which is sugar cookie. So what is the price of sugar cookie? Our lookup value, which is the value we are looking for, that is the price of the item that we are looking for, which is sugar cookie, so is in G3, that is lookup value, which is here. So comma b b3 is this chocolate chips, which is our table array. Then we try to specify the end of our table, which is d5. So d5, you can see now that this is the table array, that is the table we are working with. So b3 to d5 is the table array, then comma, we've answered this lookup value is the sugar cookie, that is we want to know the price of sugar cookie. The table array is between b3 to d7, that is all the value here. Then we have column index. What is column index? Here we are working with column index 2, which is just like this index. This is we are looking for uh, the the price of, our target here is the price, which is an index of 2. So comma, then this lookup range we can put it to be false. It's optional. So if we click on enter now, we can see that the the price, what is the price of sugar cookie. We can see now that we are able to fetch out 5, which is represented here. So if I change this price to be 200, we can see now that it changed here automatically. So the price, how you can search for a particular price of an item is using a VLOOKUP, and this is the syntax for doing that. This is just the syntax for doing that. VLOOKUP, this is the value index. This is the lookup value rather, which is sugar cookie, and the range of the table is between B3 to D5, and the column index is 2, which we have. This is just like 0, 1 and 2. So the column index is 2, then the other is false. They are not necessary. So now we want to check for the price of chocolate chips. So how can we, what is the fastest or the most efficient way to get the chocolate chips? So using XLOOKUP is going to very fast and convenient for us to get that. So what is the syntax? It's just like the way we look for VLOOKUP. So using this, so can you see now lookup value, which is G7, then we need lookup array, which is between, lookup array is oh, so this is our lookup array, then our return array, which is price. So chocolate chips, the lookup value, is G7, and uh, so the lookup value is G7, which is the price of chocolate chips that we are looking for, while the lookup array is in this cookie type where we can find chocolate chips, and the array that we want to return is the price. So we are targeting this C column. So if I click on enter now, you can see 10, which is the price of chocolate chips, which is 10. If I try to change it to be 100, it's going to change it automatically. So this is the syntax for finding X lookup, and they are very necessary and very important in data analysis using Microsoft Excel. So the third part is how to work with day and time function. Like we have now, we have today, we have day, we have month, we have year, we have time, we have hours, we have minutes, we have seconds. So at times in your data set you may have to work with something like this, or probably you are given a data of a year, a yearly sales, or a yearly, maybe you are working with time forecasting, or probably anything that deals with time or time series analysis. So you may be required to split probably the date, the month and the year. So if you are given those kind of things to work on, you may necessarily need to know how to use the function that relates to time. And how can we use them? They are very simple to use. Just like now you start with now, but don't forget to always start with equals to, and you can see now that it suggested it for me. So if I click on enter, I can see now that today's date, and today's date is 3, while we're in the month of February, and this is the year, which is 2023, and this is the current time. So checking for today, I can also go by that formula, which is today, then put in this. So it gave me the date of today, which is uh, February 3, 2023. And what of day? So going for day, in the syntax of days is a little bit different from now and today. So it has a serial number. So what does serial number mean? Serial number is just like a cell, just like inputting the cells you are referencing. Now we know now is 2, uh, today's date is 3 2 2023. So I can reference this cell to get today's date. So by using C2, okay, C2. So serial number is just like you referencing a cell that has date, that is that has probably a day, a month and a year, so that you can easily grab out the date that you are working with. So to grab the day out of the the total date, just like the day, the month and the year. So to grab out the day from it, you have to reference the cell that has the date time. So if I click on enter now, it's able to grab today's date, which is 3, which is third. Then working with month also, just like the same way, it has serial number too. I will input C2. So if I click on enter, it's able to give me today's, it's able to give me the month. Oh, I don't know why it's not okay. Okay, this is custom. Okay, now I can see it now that that's just like something happened. We must always learn to know how to check, especially when you are now you see the result I'm expecting is not what I'm seeing. So most of the time, if you are working on the data set and probably the result you are expecting is not what you are seeing, try to always investigate to see if probably you are doing something wrong or Excel is giving you something else. So now I'm able to figure it out that there's a setting that I have to change. So month now, we are in the month of February and is able to grab out 2. So checking for year also, serial number, I have to reference that, and if I click on enter now, I'm able to is able to grab the year, which is 2023. So checking for time, time here has another syntax which we have to deal with hours, minutes and seconds. So I can input any hours because I'm not so sure about this, so I can just input any time. So this hour I can just give my own hour, just like maybe 40, or let me put 50 minutes, then let me put 20 here. So just like 40 hours 50 minutes 20 seconds. So if I click on enter now, it's able to provide the time that is 4:50 p.m. So checking on hours too, hours function, this needs to reference the cell that has a day and time, which is serial number. So our serial number is C2. We are still referencing that it's going to grab out the hour. So if I click on enter now, it's able to grab out that we have we are in the 21st hour, that is the hour is 21. So let me work with minute function. So we need to reference this also, reference the cell. So if I click here now, it gave me that, it gave me 22 minutes, so from this particular cells. So checking for the seconds also, so serial number. So if I click on enter now, it's able to give me that our current time is 36 seconds. So these are just about day and time function. Thanks for watching.